most important thing you need to know right now is that our first quiz is coming up this Thursday. In this class, a quiz takes just about 20 or 25 minutes at the start of a class period. Okay? So we'll start that right away at the beginning next time. The first half of the quiz is going to have some names and some symbols of the elements from that handout called Common Elements, right? Names and symbols of common elements, I think it's called. You can find that handout in Brightspace, Materials, Content, Handouts. Materials, Content, Handouts. Write that down. If you're having trouble finding that, write that down. Materials, Content, Handouts. Okay? That is where that handout is. You need to have those names and symbols memorized. If you haven't made your flashcards yet, you've got about 2 days to burn those in. So keep on working on those. I'll probably just give you 5 names, and you'll have to write the symbol, and then I'll probably give you 5 symbols, and you have to write the name. Okay? Symbols up. You will have to do then probably 2 word problems, very similar to the ones that we did in class and in Chapter 2. So it could be any combination of the types of calculations that we've done. It could have some English metric, could have a metric prefix conversion to or from a base unit, to or from a prefix like kilo or centi or milli, those 3 that you need to know what they mean. There could be density involved, could be just conversion factor interpretation. It may just be a word problem that has conversion factors, little pairs of information within the problem that you need to identify and turn into those fractions to get the units to cancel. Okay? Could be any combination of those. The thing is, if you're confident with the method of setting up conversion factors by dimensional analysis, it doesn't matter what type of problem it is. Okay? You need to be practicing this method of identifying the conversion factors, making your roadmap from start to end, and then filling it out so that the units cancel. You will be given the conversion sheet, the exact same one that's on the inside front cover of your notes packet. There's a version of it you can download and print in the content area. You can use that while you're practicing, but you will be given that, so you do not need to memorize anything that's on that sheet. I will hand that to you. Okay? It'll probably be on the back of the quiz, actually. Okay? There is no shortage of practice material for this quiz. Okay? I have at least 3 practice worksheets in the content area, content practice worksheets. Okay? And if you make it through those practice worksheets, this quiz will be an absolute piece of cake. Okay? So no surprises with that sort of thing. Obviously, the questions on the quiz will be different from any of the questions you've seen before, but that doesn't matter if you're confident with this method of finding the conversion factors, making a roadmap from start to finish, and then filling it in so the units cancel. Okay? That type of method can be applied to any kind of problem that you would encounter like that. Okay? So use those practice worksheets. There are answer keys right next to them there. In the quizzes area in D2L, there is a Chapter 2 practice quiz. That'll give you a little bit of an insight on how far you have to go yet on your practicing. Okay? That would be useful for that. Take a look at the problems at the end of Chapter 2 in your textbook. There are plenty more problems there, going from very simple to very difficult in skill levels. So try to make your way through those. Your performance on this quiz will pretty much be due entirely to your preparation for it. Okay? There's not a whole lot more I can do at this point. Unless you're having specific troubles, come and see me by any means. Okay? Come and visit me in my office hours. We can work through it all you want, or go visit the Academic Support Center. Work with some things with them if you need to. Okay? But this is going to be all about your preparation. Okay? You know, practicing the names and symbols of those elements, that's pretty straightforward. That's just something you have to memorize. You got to work on it. Okay? Practicing the method of unit conversion, again, is something you have to practice, and practice doing as many different types of problems, big, long, fat word problems, and just short little unit conversions and everything. Okay? Make your practicing as broad as possible, and you're ready for whatever might come at you on a quiz. Okay? So, anybody have any questions? When you're practicing these things, practice showing your work. Practice filling out a nice, neat, stepwise unit conversion with the units canceled. If you want any kind of partial credit on those word problems, make sure you're setting it up as a nice, neat string of converted units. Okay? I cannot award partial credit if you've got just junk written all over the place, this divided by that, this over here, whatever. There's no way that I can follow that to figure out what was right and what was wrong in that. Okay? So if you're interested at all in partial credit, make sure to practice setting it up nice and neat, a single string of converted units with canceled units along the way. Okay? So lab this week is experiment 9. Don't forget the reading, the pre-lab video, the pre-lab quiz before you come to lab as usual. The Chapter 2 Mastering Chemistry was due last night. Okay? In case you didn't quite finish it all, make sure to go back in there and actually do finish. It takes off 10% per day for the sections that you don't finish, but they're still all there. Okay? So if there's ever an assignment that you don't quite finish on time, just finish it as soon as you can, and so that the penalty doesn't build up. But also in preparing for your quiz for this Thursday, go back into that assignment. You can rework Mastering Chemistry assignments for practice as much as you like, especially if you had any trouble with them. Okay? Also, those adaptive follow-ups that we talked about last time, those are just additional problems for practice based on the things that you had more trouble with within the assignment. Okay? So I should probably write that here for practice. Chapter 2, Mastering Chemistry for practice. And that adaptive follow-up. Okay? So like I said, and we also mentioned end of chapter, the text problems. All right. So like we said, no shortage of material for you to practice here. Okay. It's just a matter of doing it. All right. So the Chapter 2 assignment was due last night. Chapter 3 you can be working on this week. Chapter 3 assignment will be a little shorter, a little easier than the Chapter 2 assignment, but either way that's due on next Monday night, the 21st. That next Monday? Yes. All right. We're going to start Chapter 4 this Thursday. So have at least the first half or so of Chapter 4 read in your textbook, so you're ready to discuss that with us. Don't forget the discussion boards for if you're running into any issues or if you want to offer any helpful hints or advice. Several of you have linked to YouTube videos for things like that. I think that stuff is great. If something's not making sense to you the way we talk about it in here, a lot of times somebody else has figured out a different way to talk about it somewhere and find something that clicks with you. That's totally great. Anybody have any questions? All right. Well,